So we still don't know yet where these private school pupils will go. If you missed Camilla Tominey's interview with Shadow Health Secretary Yvette Cooper the other day, please catch up on that. But earlier today, Patrick spoke to Amy, who sent her young daughter to a private school in Essex. He started by asking what Labour's private school tax would mean for her.
As a single parent to a child with SEN, special educational needs, I have felt no choice but to send my child to an independent school, and this VAT increase in fees would have a massively detrimental impact on me, as you know, a mum who has to work additional hours to try and afford to pay for my child to go to that school. So yeah, it would have a massively detrimental impact on both of us, really, myself and my child.
Could you just explain your child's situation to us a little bit, please, just so we can kind of understand what's actually going on for you?
Yeah, so I have a 6-year-old daughter. She is currently in year 1 at school. She has a sensory neuro hearing loss, which is permanent and progressive in nature. So eventually she will become profoundly deaf. She started off in reception at our local mainstream school, and we lasted 4 months before I had to move her because she just could not cope in the large mainstream school. The sensory environment was too much for her. She was dysregulated, and she really needed a calm, small, nurturing class. So in the end, the situation got worse and worse, and I decided to move her.
OK, and things improved, did they?
Yeah, so there's been a huge improvement in her mental well-being. She's much happier. She's able to settle. She's able to remain in the classroom. She has lots of friends, and a lot of the issues that were apparent in the state mainstream school have now subsided. She's far more supported in her current school than what she was previously.
And just to emphasise then, what was it like for her when she was in mainstream schooling, state education?
It was horrendous. It was horrendous to see my beautiful, lovely, well-behaved 5-year-old change in a matter of weeks. Was devastating, and I had all sorts of things thrown at me. Or maybe she's behaving like this because you're a single parent, and maybe it's because her father passed away. And it was like, actually, no, her needs just aren't being met as a SEN child. Your school is not able to give her the resources that she requires, hence why there was such a breakdown in placement.
Gosh, well, I'm very sorry that you both had to go through all of that. When I speak to Labour politicians and I ask them about people exactly like your daughter, they say to me, well, these children already have some kind of funding plan in place, so it won't really impact them. Is that true?
I'm laughing because that is so far from the truth. At the moment, it takes over a year for an EHCP to be granted, and that requires significant resource and fighting from the parents, on top of looking after a child with additional needs. So I can say that there is no funding at all. Well, I've not received any funding for my daughter to attend her independent school. I have applied for an EHCP. We are now 56 weeks along the line. The statutory deadline is 20 weeks, and I still haven't got a final plan. And in that, a lot of her needs have been removed from the county council. So I'm currently in a battle to try to get those needs put back into the plan so that she can have an appropriate placement listed on that legal document.
Gosh, I mean, that's absolutely horrendous, really, to have to hear all of that. So just to explain as well, because there is another trope, I think, about private schools, that everybody who sends their children to private school has got a load of money and it's some kind of elitist privilege thing. I know that we've explained your daughter's circumstances a bit there, but what lengths are you going to try to be able to afford that private education at the moment?
Yeah, so I don't have loads of money, so I am a freelance interpreter myself. I always used to work 9 till 5, Monday to Friday. However, since sending her to the school, and for me to be able to pay my fees, I work 3 additional evenings a week. So I put her to bed at 7, I log on at 7:30, and I work until 12 o'clock at night. Yeah, 3 times a week to be able to have the funds to pay her fees.
Gosh, OK. I mean, that is an absolutely remarkable thing that you're doing there, and I suppose it is a testament to a mother's love, isn't it, really? It must be bringing you a bit of anxiety, what's happening now. The fact is, the the polls indicate that we probably are going to get a Labour government in a few weeks' time, and they are absolutely adamant. They have said that on day one they are going to be hiking up the VAT. So conceivably, in about 4 and a bit weeks' time, you and your daughter's life might change. Would you like to give a little message maybe to Keir Starmer now? What would that be?
I just hope that you really consider this, particularly for the children, the SEND children who are in independent schools. You're not going to save money because their needs are going to need to be met in a state school that's going to require even more funding than in an independent school. Like, please reconsider it for these children. Okay,
well, can I just say a massive thank you for coming on and for making the time for us today here for my show. And I do very much wish you and your daughter all the best. And I know that all of our viewers and listeners will as well.